It's like, shit, don't answer, don't answer, don't answer. It doesn't make you grow.
Details.
Go in that direction, that will make you happy. I mean, you can't do it anymore. It is what it is. It's a hard question.
So, Philip, thank you very much for having time and giving me the opportunity actually to have an interview with you.
Thank you for being here, Timo.
All right, so we can just get started. I have 7 questions for you that we just go through, and I'm very, very curious on your answers as well and how you see these points. So first of all, Philip, what keeps you motivated once in your private life and then in business life? Because I'm seeing so many positive things from you. For me, you're a very positive and active person. What keeps you motivated?
I've been, as long now, it's been going 10 years of my entrepreneurial life, maybe 12 years, or even when I started as a young person. The only thing that has kept me motivated as the actual things I'm doing right now, are they making me happy? And if they're making me happy and I'm having fun, that keeps me motivated. That's number one. Number two, the reflection of happiness is on other people. And I remember when I was a kid, when we were playing computer games, you bring your big computer and you were sitting on the tables and you were all playing together. That was a team thing for me. And when I saw all of my friends having a good time, that was very important for me. So when we installed a new game, we had to patch it. It was an old, you had the modem, you have to download things. I told all my friends, go see a movie, and I will go to every computer, install the game, install the patch, and get everything to work. Because when they got back, I saw the smile on the face, and we had a good time. And I think that has gone through my entire personal life and as in the business wise of my life, that when I do things, I don't want to do it by myself. Some parts I'm doing public speaking, but in that way I'm inspired other people. But if you look at the Air Wipp Academy, Air Wipp Challenge, and all the other teams I'm doing, it is together with everybody. And when I see people having fun, that reflects the energy to me, and that makes me keep pushing myself and keep doing the things I want to do. I have never been in a materialistic way of like buying big cars. I just want to buy stuff that keeps me rolling and going forward. So I think that the thing is when you find that makes you happy, wakes you up every morning and say, all the things I'm doing right now are they in the right direction and makes me smile, then keep going.
Okay. How could you find it? How could you find this spot to say, okay, that makes me happy and that is what I'm going for and that motivates?
I get that question 1,000 times a day. How makes it happy? And the only thing I can answer is by trying out as many things as possible. There's no right or wrong. I can't tell you to say, go in that direction, that will make you happy. Like, the only thing is, people are in rush right now. Like, I have to find my happiness. I have to be an entrepreneur. I have to make all this money. I have to have my career. I would tell everybody, stop and just try out stuff, make failures and say, hey, that was not for me. I will try this way. Oh, this made me happy. And I will maybe continue that way. So try as many things as possible.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very good advice. So you see, this is the same in private as well as in business life for you?
Yes, definitely. Now when I'm together with my girl that's called Natalie, she wants to do some new stuff. Like usually when I'm together, or I always been doing is maybe go to movies and you when the sun you go out and swim together maybe, and you maybe travel. Like those are the similar stuff you always do. But with Natalie, she wants to do like go to theater. She maybe wants to do a chocolate taste at the restaurant. She wants to try new stuff, and that inspires me to expand my view and doing some new stuff all the time. So I think in the personal life, it goes in the business side of life. it always continue to try new stuff. I have a funny way when I drive in my car is, even though I'm going to Gothenburg or Stockholm, it's always the highway. But you have these brown signs that says maybe there's a castle on the left, or maybe there's nature on the left. And I have a mission every time I go home, and if I have time, I would pick a brown sign. I would just drive to that castle just to see something new that I haven't seen before, and maybe take some pictures. That's a thing for me to just keep expanding and try new stuff, and not only go on the motorway that I've always been doing like for 20 years.
Okay. So it's kind of going out of familiar patterns and just exactly. A nice picture as well.
Change patterns, expand your views, get out of the box, whatever you want to call it. But try to do new stuff and see new stuff.
Okay, good. The next thing I'd like to know about you is what makes you believe in yourself?
It's a hard question. I think I just had it in me since I was a little person. Like when I was a kid. One thing that I've been very lucky with, that I have very good parents in my entire life that always supported me in everything I do. They always cheered me up. They always give me love. So they have made me a safe road to start trying new stuff, and they have believed in me, which has been continued to believe in myself. When they try this stuff, you can do it, and that makes me happy and makes me believe in myself. And I think I also been lucky with surrounding me with right kind of people in the start. I had a gymnast trainer who's called Pontus, who I had for 12 years. And the only thing he told me was, every time you fail, you smile. Like, when we're in a competition where you fail, you land on your face, just go up and smile. And I think that was he printed in my head that it wasn't that hard, like it wasn't that bad to fail, because we're so afraid to fail today. Like, what's parents gonna tell all the friends and families and everything. So I think that has impacted me with the people I have been surrounded with.
Okay, and you just talked about failure, and you just keep up, and you come up with a smile.
Yeah.
Is it kind of a life philosophy for yourself?
Yes, definitely. I was in direct sales for 5 years. And for those who do not know direct sales, you go home to people. It's like a Tupperware party. You have a product and you sell it to people. And I did that for 5 years. And if you want to learn how to fail, I telling everybody, go and do direct selling. Go home to over 1,000 homes when people sit like this and they tell you, oh, so you're here to sell anything? And you say, yes, I'm here to sell. That's why I'm here. And people join and people leave and people buy and people tell you shit. And I learned that way. Some people will say yes, some people will say no. But as long as you believe in what you're doing, some people's gonna love that car, for example. Some people are gonna love a Ferrari. Some people will hate that Ferrari. But as long as you love what you're doing and you think you're going the right direction, the rest of the people's opinion doesn't matter. So I think failure has been a trigger point for me, because when I know, when I'm getting scared, I know I'm going in the right direction. Because that's what we talk about in patterns. You wake up, you do the same things, and you know what you're doing, but it doesn't make you grow. When you're scared and you do something new, then you grow as a person. So I love being scared, and I love to be doing failures. And, been doing Air Wipp Academy for 5 years, and 5 years, and Air Wipp Channel for 7 years. I know how to fail. Trust me on that one.
Okay, but there's another side of failure as well, right? Because you said you like to fail, you like to go out of your patterns. And what's your definition of success?
The definition of success is happiness. that is for me. And I think because I've been in direct sales and I've been around many successful people around the world. I've been with people who makes hundreds of millions of dollars, and I talk to those kind of people. And then I have my absolutely best friend who wakes up every morning. He goes to his job 8 to 5. He has his house. He has his girlfriend. He loves his weekends, and he is happy. So the media and the Facebook and people posting on influence on Instagram and the travel around the world, people like, oh, that is success. I need to travel around the world. I need to have those money. I need to have the car. That's an illusion, because the only success is happiness, and happiness is what you are doing right now. If that makes you happy, then you're successful. It doesn't matter if you're going to a job. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is. As long as you're happy, that is the successful story for everybody.
Okay. Are you successful, Philip?
Yes, I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I feel successful because I'm doing what I love to do, and for me that is success.
Great. So many people can say that. That's very precious to say. I'm successful. I'm happy. That's what I want to do. I do what I want to do, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's very, very precious to say that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's my story. That's what I believe. Mm-hmm. And some people, because I'm in a network that's called Young Entrepreneurs of Sweden, and they have together we have about estimate earnings of about 6 million euros in revenues, and together, I think it's 600 millions of revenues and everything, together. And for some people, they have big companies and they have hundreds of employees and they make so much money. And for me, they'll maybe look at me and say, oh, well, you're not successful because you don't have this amount of money. You don't have this kind of crew or whatever it is. But that's their opinion on success. For me, it's happiness, and I'm happy where I am right now.
So now you've been talking about your position as an entrepreneur and your work in business life. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you have to take a lot of times difficult decisions for yourself as well, and for you.
Yes.
So
definitely.
How do you take these difficult decisions?
Well, you just have to, but there are so many times I wake up a couple of mornings in my 10 years of entrepreneurial life, and I said, I just want to, I hate it. I just want to be an employee. I don't want to have the responsibilities. And like every entrepreneurial life, they know that you have to take those kind of decisions. Sometimes that's really hard. And if you are an entrepreneur, you are born as an entrepreneur. I would say it's in the DNA. Okay. And again, I think it's because today we have Facebook. When we started 10 years ago, Timo, when we met, we didn't even have Facebook at that time. But today we have Facebook, Instagram, and there's so many people looking at this. Is so easy. It's a glamorous word to be an entrepreneurial life. You're traveling around the world. What they don't know is all the responsibility and all the hard decisions you have to make, especially when you have employees. Take those kind of meetings. And I have to work at late nights sometimes. I have to work on the weekends.
Okay, but how is it if you come to the point to really have one of these difficult decisions? Just imagine your business life and there's a specific decision that you have to take, for example, with your employees. And how do you take this decision? Do you have like a plus minus plan? Is it your a specific feeling that makes you take the decision the way you want to? What is it?
Gut feeling. I was a gut feeling. There is not a plus and minus in my. I can't. When I know, and everybody knows that I have to take this decision, and it's hard because it is the best for the long run for Air Wipp Academy, for example. Then I just have to do it, even how hard it is.
So it's
and I feel it in my entire system, and it is a hard decision, but you know you have to take it. You just know you have to do it, and then you just do it.
Okay. You've been talking about other people maybe putting their opinion actually into the point if you're successful or not. So I'd like to talk with you a little bit more about expectations. So how do you handle expectations from other people?
Good question, because I just had a job a month ago. It was quite a big job. I was doing a film for a big company, and they saw my video and they said, well, we want to have this kind of video for our entire trip for 1 week in Tenerife. And so I asked what their expectation was, and their expectation was really high. And the only thing I can do is say, this is what I can deliver. This is what I'm gonna do. This is my style. Is that compared to your expectations? And then I leave it over to the what do you call it, customer? Yeah. And they have to make the decision if it's going to be as near as the result as they want to have. The same as when I do public speaking. I mean, I've been doing public speaking where people think I'm going to be here, and for my part, I have delivered as good as I can, but they thought I was here, and I delivered here in their expectation. You can imagine when you get a mail from a customer and they're like, this was not what we ordered, this was not what we want to have. And it hurts. I mean, it hurts.
But how do you handle these expectations? I mean, as you said, they expected this, you delivered that. How do you handle these situations when other people have these expectations on you?
You move on. I mean, you can't do it anymore. It is what it is. It is done. And the only thing, okay, do they want the money back? No, because they have ordered me. Okay, then it is what it is, and then I move on.
Okay. Is maybe
like, you see the mail and you say, "Dear Philip, we have we have a problem, blah blah blah," and you scroll it down, you read it, like, and it hurts, and like, shit. And you breathe, you walk out, and you say, okay, it is what it is. You can't change anything, and you move on.
Okay, so you take the expectations from outside the way they are, and you just handle them.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, you say to the customer and you say, this is what actually I delivered. I have done all this kind of things. I have done all this research. I have done all this. This is what I have done. And if your expectation was over there, then I can't. I mean, I'm not a mind reader. Okay, I'm telling you this is what I can do, and if you're not telling me and you have this kind of expectation, then we can't do anything.
Okay, so actually your communication is quite clear. You just say, this is your expectation, this is what I can deliver, and
yes,
still meet.
Yes.
Not,
for example, they wanted me to take over 50 pictures, and they want to, what do you call it, when I have a white background, you want to remove the white background from the, you take a picture on the white background and you just want to remove the white background from the people. And I told them directly, no, I can't do that. I can only take pictures, and that's what I do.
Okay.
So I'm being quite clear what I can and can't do. There's so many people who tell like, oh, I can do everything, then they're in trouble.
Okay.
For me, I'm pointing out and said, this is what I can do and I can't.
Okay. And so you said you cannot read minds, but there's one mind you can actually read, which is yours.
Yeah.
How do you handle your own expectations? Because I'm sure that within these past 10 years, you've had a lot of expectations on yourself to maybe achieve something, to be somewhere or to be someone. How do you handle these expectations from inside?
I think by doing all the things I've done, I have come down to who I am and and what I can do. As you said, I mean, when I was in direct sales, I want to be somebody else. I was actually going the wrong path because I was dressing wrong. I was dressing like ties and everything. I want to be like that person. I want to sales like that person. And And I was losing myself in that way because I was not true to myself. And when I got out from that kind of business, I saw all the things that I was doing wrong. I was in another personal development team as well, and they were very spiritual, and I was losing myself at that kind of way as well, because they were going too extreme. So I was always going back because people were dragging me in, and I was listening to it. I was doing what do you call it, manipulation to me as well, and then I was going into it, and then I have to go back and have to see and look at everybody else and say, okay, this is not who I am.
Okay.
And
but how do you do it now? So I'm pretty sure you still have expectations on yourself. How do you handle your expectations right now?
I don't know. I have no really question or real answer that. I just do what I do, and I know what I can do, and I know what I can't do. And I think the more clear I am what I can, then I know the expectation of myself is pretty clear. I don't know if that's a good answer or not. I mean, for example, I know a lot about politicians, for example, but I don't go in an argument with politicians because I'm not near as anybody else. But if you talk to me with film cameras, and if you talk to me about building a business, that are things I can talk about. That's what I can stand for, and building organizations. So I know what I'm talking about, and the things I don't really know, I'm not sure, I don't talk about.
So you wouldn't say that you're over-exaggerate, actually putting up your expectations too high to yourself?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It's hard. I mean, I don't think I have any expectation on myself. This is who I am, and this is what I do. I don't know if people want to have me as a public speaker, and that's what I talk about. I talk because I have done it. You know, I'm not talking the things I don't have done. That's why I see as a public speakers when they do big public speaking, and I can see that they have just read it from a book.
Okay.
I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years. I know how to fail. I know how to make video. I know how to build organization and fail. I know how to take a bank loan. I mean, so when I stand on the stage, I know what I'm talking about. I don't talk what I haven't done.
Okay. 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
We'll try to answer them a little bit faster, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, the first one is actually, how do you handle moments of fear? Well, because I'm pretty sure you've been in business, you've been with other people, you've been with new people who maybe don't like you that much from the beginning, or you've been in your sportive career in situations where you felt fear. How do you handle these moments right now?
Breathe.
What?
Breathe.
You breathe.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. That's what I do.
Sounds like freediving.
No, but like you know, when you feel fear, you feel it in the stomach, and for example, you take a phone call. You don't want to take that phone call. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and just do it. You have to. I'm just pushing myself through every time I get scared. Like, I don't want to go on this stage. Do it anyway. I don't want to take this call. Do it anyway.
Okay, but first breathing.
Breathe in, breathe out. You take the phone, you call, and say, shit. Don't answer, don't answer, don't answer, don't. Hello? Fuck.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's very simple, but effective, as I see. And the last one is, can you point out 3 things that now in your life fill you with joy?
Yeah. 3 things is Natalie, my girlfriend, Albania right now, and Air Wipp Academy.
And Air Wipp Academy.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
3 things.
So Philip, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for answering all my questions in details.
Oh!
Yeah, it's been a pleasure for me.
Thank you for having me.